An American man living a nightmare, jailed without charges in a South American prison that's one of the toughest and strangest on earth. As his wife pleads for his freedom, we get a rare look inside the place that's become his personal hell.
When you leave, I'm left with my flag. And I love this flag.
Nightline continues from New York City with Terry Moran.
Tonight we bring you the story of an American man caught in a worst-case scenario far from home. He's spent nearly a year imprisoned in a notorious jail. He's never been charged with any crime, with a family desperate to find a way to bring him home. We traveled to South America to investigate and bring you this rare glimpse of a man living a real-life Kafkaesque nightmare. These are the walls of the sprawling Palma Sola prison in Bolivia, one of the strangest and toughest prisons in the world. A forbidding place. And here, among the murderers and rapists and petty drug criminals, Jacob Oestreicher, an American, languishes. No charges, no evidence against him.
It's an absolute nightmare. I feel all alone. I am begging the American people to try to help me.
Jacob is one of 3,500 prisoners in this sprawling facility. Look around. There are no guards in here. The inmates run the show. Murders are common in Palma Sola. So is prostitution, and so are drugs, right out in the open. It's like Lord of the Flies, Bolivia style.
I don't think I will ever recuperate from what has been happening to me.
Jacob is a flooring contractor from Brooklyn. In 2008, as construction in the U.S. collapsed, he invested family savings in a rice-growing venture here in Bolivia and agreed to manage it. It was a good business, 40 million pounds of rice the first year, 200 Bolivian employees. Then, last June, Bolivian authorities arrested Jacob, accusing him of money laundering. Have you ever been involved in drugs or money laundering?
Absolutely not. Never.
So why are you here in this prison?
That is my question.
He's got to start paying them money.
Steve Moore is a retired FBI agent. He advocated for the release of Amanda Knox, and he's investigated Jacob's case for free. Here we are in front of the Palace of Justice. Is this a place of hope for Jacob Oestreicher?
No, the Palace of Justice is a misnomer. There should be an ATM in the lobby. It should have a "We Take Credit Card" sign on the front.
What's really happening, according to Moore and others on Jacob's defense team, is an old-fashioned shakedown. Bolivian officials are demanding money.
Here's a guy they see coming in from New York who's got probably a lot of liquid cash, and they saw an opportunity.
Back in Brooklyn, Jacob's wife Miriam packs for Bolivia to visit her husband once again. It's Passover, and they're Orthodox Jewish, and keeping kosher in Palma Sola prison isn't easy, so she's packing a lot of food and worrying.
The way things are run there, the justice system, the corruption, I don't even know if I should talk about that. It doesn't look like they're going to release him anytime soon.
They have 5 children and 11 grandchildren, and the little ones don't understand.
Lita's grandpa, hello, how are you? I miss you so much. I'm scared that something happened to you. Send me back a picture of you so that I shouldn't forget what you look like. She's 10 years old.
For Miriam, the 4,000-mile trip from New York to Bolivia has become a grim routine. But when she arrives at Palma Sola,
I have to give you a big hug and a kiss.
For just a moment, they are an ordinary American couple again.
I usually eat in plastic and paper plates. She brought me real dishes.
In a dining area in Jacob's pavilion of cells, Miriam sets out the Passover meal.
My family keeps me going because there's nothing else here. I'm the only American between 3,500 prisoners. Most of the time, most of the day, I stay in my cell, about 21, 22 hours a day.
Home sweet home, huh? Not really.
It's not home and it's not sweet.
He showed us his cell. He's got a key for it, and he's paid for it.
I own real estate in Palma Sola.
If you can't afford to buy or rent a cell, this is where you sleep. Miriam and Jacob are an unusual couple in this prison, but they are not alone. Whole families live in here. Everywhere there are children. Because many of the wives have no way to support themselves outside, they live here with their men. Prison authorities provide food, greasy gruel.
Is it good? Not so good? No, not so good.
For all the squalor, danger, and corruption here, it offers prisoners something different.
Everything we do by ourselves, you know.
Charlie, a convicted murderer who helps the elected inmate regime run the prison, showed us around from the hospital.
The prisoners learn here how to take care of the sick.
To the carpentry workshop.
Is it better that you can run it yourselves?
I think it's more human, man. More human, you know.
We got a sense of that human touch playing foosball with the kids. So maybe it's not so bad here.
There's stores open, there's restaurants, families, but you don't feel safe.
No, because you walked around with security.
Jacob has been in Palmasola just short of a year now. He says he would do almost anything to get out. Almost.
If they would make me sign a document that I have done something wrong, I will never do that.
You will not do that.
I will not do that.
He's lost 40 pounds in prison, and as she leaves, Miriam is worried her husband is nearing a mental breakdown.
When you leave this prison, what does it feel like?
Torture. The pain of watching him watch me leave. He stands behind the gate and he sees my anguish and he runs in to make it easier for me to leave. And he's thinking of me and he's the one suffering. And it doesn't get any easier, no matter how long I've been doing this.
The State Department says it is monitoring Jacob's case closely. The prosecutor refused to comment. Bolivian law allows for people to be incarcerated without charge for up to 18 months. So here Jacob remains. No charges, no evidence brought against him. His fellow prisoners threw a 4th of July party for him last year, and they painted an American flag on the wall in his honor.
So when you look at this flag, what does it mean to you?
I never stopped in the States looking at a flag. I could stand here for an hour looking at this flag and cry. When you leave, Miriam leaves, I'm left with my flag. And I love this flag.
It's a lifeline to a home he wonders if he'll ever see again. I called Jacob tonight. He told me he's gone on hunger strike. But he's determined to come out of that prison vertical, not horizontal. Right now, he says his only hope is the action of the American people. You, watching tonight. We'll be right back.